Hi everyone, I just wanted to take a few minutes to show you some props that I'll be using during our classes together. You see I have an array. All are not required. What you can find at home usually works best, but it may be that you choose to purchase something online. I can definitely direct you towards those things if you need. But first things first, let's talk about yoga blocks. So I'm a big fan of cork blocks. You may own or have seen foam blocks, and those work great too. Cork blocks just offer a little bit more sturdy support. So when we do more exercises that require the use of the block to maybe provide a little bit of self-massage, they can be a little bit more effective. But the foam blocks, of course, are softer. So some people prefer those just with comfort level. But another option when you're using a cork block, say something like this is I think a 4-inch thick block versus a 3-inch thick block. You can use something like a blanket over it just to kind of dull the sensation a little bit. I find it works very well. Okay, we also use blocks for things like I've talked to a few of you about doing a little bit of massage at the base of your skull, which is where your trapezius muscles attach. That's really nice with the foam block. But to my second prop, what can be used is a book. So preferably a hardback book with a tough spine. You can do that same thing with a book that you probably have on your shelf right now. So it's totally up to you. Other uses for blocks are for stacking. So blocks are great for support if you can't reach the floor, say, or you want to lift your hips. Blocks are terrific for that. Also, you can use blankets or books. Okay, another great prop is a strap. This is just my yoga mat strap. I left my proper yoga strap in my office, but this is one that I used to carry my mat to the studio. Another tool that I use that I've used with some of you is the strap around a robe. So this is really great if you're doing, let's say, hamstring stretches, and I have you extend your leg overhead and then wrap the strap around the sole of your foot and pull down with the handles of the strap. Or you can do something we call shoulder flossing, like this. A hand towel or a small towel works great, or even a larger towel. Maybe that's not so thick, that's easier to manage, or even a t-shirt. So you can really get crafty and creative with your props, okay? The other prop that I've already mentioned, but that is one of my favorites, is a blanket. So your blanket can look like anything you want, but something preferably that you can easily fold, so that's not too big to manage. This is great for offering padding. If you were going to be in positions for a longer period of time, it's great to get comfortable. So this can serve as something to go under the hip if one of your hips is higher than the other, maybe even a shoulder. Or even to sit on when we're just kind of in a seated meditation. Another prop that's similar to a blanket is a pillow. So yours can look anything like a lumbar support pillow or a pillow you sleep on at night. It really is up to you. As you see, I have lots of choices. So you may see me select a different pillow each time we meet. Who knows? But those two things are definites that I know everybody has at home. Also for this, like you could use a towel, like a big towel folded up. But I definitely recommend those. Some specialty tools that I've talked to all of you about, I know, are myofascial release tools. So we can use the blocks as myofascial release tools. But we can also use things like tennis balls or lacrosse balls, or even a foam roller. I'll show you here. This is essentially just two tennis balls in a tube sock. So you can do this at home with yourself. This twin ball tool is what we call it. It's just 2 tennis balls, as you can see, in a literal tube sock. Okay, so you tie it at both ends. You know, this is like super and essential for any of you that kind of experience a lot of sensation or discomfort along your spine. I do want to make note here that any hard tool, any tool that is like softer than your own hand or harder than your own hand, please do not apply it to any joint, or don't lay on a joint on top of that tool, or do not apply force on any part of your spine, your knees, your hips. It's just really not the greatest for it. Use something softer in those areas, and I'll coach you through all that, of course, during class. But as far as balls go, tennis balls are a softer option. Of course, a softer option to that would be something like a foam roller. It's a little, the space that you can hit is a little wider, so it doesn't feel as intense. This is a little bit more targeted. The step up from a tennis ball is a lacrosse ball. So this is very dense. Of course, that density has a stronger pressure. So this is more of like a high pressure compression to a foam roller or a tennis ball. I love a good lacrosse ball. So, you know, if you're willing to try it, maybe check it out. If you're on the more sensitive end or prefer a softer pressure, stick with a tennis ball. We use the balls, of course, in all the meaty areas like our glutes, our hamstrings, our quads. Really, you can get into almost everything. If you've got a smaller ball, this is just like literally like a little bouncy ball you find in a 25-cent machine, like, you know, that you do when you're a kid. It's the lacrosse ball is just a graduated size of this essentially, but this can be really great for your hands, for small areas like the soles of your feet, even your face. We have fascia, which is what we're targeting everywhere, so no area is left behind, so to speak. But I think that's all for now. One more thing. The best tool that you have that you carry with you everywhere is your hands. So we'll be doing some other self-massage style work with our own hands and just our own bodies with stretching and yoga style movements. So I hope you're well. Reach out if you have any questions.